Welcome to The Solution, a real estate podcast hosted by Jeff Sibbach and Phil Sexton. It's time to put the consumer first in real estate. Our podcast offers state-of-the-art internet tactics and lead conversion methods. We teach you how to become a better realtor and a more valued resource that your sphere will want to use.
Welcome to The Solution, a real estate podcast where, Jeff, it's time that we put the consumer first in real estate. And so this is why we've started the podcast, so that we can interview agents, we can talk to agents, we can talk to top producers and figure out how they're going about putting the consumer first in their business, what they're doing to differentiate themselves. And today is a very special day.
Well, you mean because it's episode 90 of The Solution?
Episode 90, man, time flies when you're having fun. Jeff Sibbach, my co-host, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I am super excited to have our guest today because he is, I guess, easy to exude in his leadership in the industry.
I have no idea what that means, but what I do know is that his name is Jason Mitchell. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome
I mean,
to
you
the show.
know when it takes about 5 months to get somebody to come on, it's a pretty important guest.
Now, even though in our world, being the Phoenix, Arizona real estate market, everybody knows his name, I just have a feeling that there's people out there that might not know that he and his group, the Jason Mitchell Group, last year closed $292 million worth of residential real estate. Is that biggest guest yet? It's second. Close.
Rob Ellerman out of Kansas City. Though he's got new home accounts, similar to the you have a different level of partnerships that I can't wait to talk about it. But he $330 million, pretty.
It's a lot of
pretty
business.
good.
It's a lot of business. Jason's team, your group, you did 776-ish transactions last year. The Phoenix Business Journal named you the #1 real estate team in the Phoenix metropolitan marketplace, right?
Last year.
And if I'm not mistaken, the same Phoenix Business Journal named Jeff Sibbach the #1 residential real estate agent.
Right, only because they wouldn't let Jason have two categories. So.
So I'm sitting here with two #1 real estate agents according to the Phoenix Business Journal. This is wonderful.
Hey-o!
All right. Wow. And my name's Phil. I'm also here in the room. All right, so Jason, you've been in the business 16 years. We know that you've got relationships, and that's a big secret of your, or not secret, but method of your success. And so we're going to get into asking you questions about that. But our viewers might be wondering, or our listeners might be wondering, they recognize your voice a little bit because they've seen, I don't know, the TV show Selling Scottsdale.
Yeah, that was a while back. But yeah.
Maybe they watched HGTV, A Sale of Two Cities.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Also featured on those, and I think Jeff Sibbach named you the best-looking male agent at my home group.
That's it. At my home group, yeah. Not at EXP for sure. At my home group. I may be up there at my home group.
All right.
I'm wilting, so I'm losing my luster, but
You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine.
I'm going to self-proclaim that was the best intro I've ever given anybody. So anyway, let's get into real estate talk. And Jeff Sibbach.
Okay, so we're going to go a little bit different way because I know that, so I wrote a blog on agenttruth.com talking about what I'm calling the Shift 2.0, and it is, Jason's put an exclamation point on number 4, and that's talking about how relationships are losing to partnerships. So in the blog that I wrote, I was talking about how relationships, meaning companies, as larger and larger companies start to dominate the marketplace, where it used to be real estate brokerages did. But now we have Zillow, we have Realtor.com, Yahoo, we have HomeLight, and then we have Rocket Mortgage, and we have Open Door, and we have OfferPad. As these companies have come in, those agents that have worked diligently to develop partnerships with them are getting the deals, getting a first crack at those deals. And now, unfortunately, if you're relying on your relationship and not worried about upping your game, now you're competing against Jason Mitchell, #1, 760 deals a year agent, competing against you doing 5 deals or 8 deals and hoping that Aunt Marge is going to go with you versus him. And as we're making that comparison, so I think we should talk to him a little bit about, where did you have the vision? I mean, now you're on top of the mountain with it, but like, tell us a little bit how.
About the climb.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had an opportunity, we have a lot of great partnerships, and now.
How many?
On a large scale, we probably have 8 to 10 powerhouse relationships. Our biggest client is Quicken Loans, as everyone knows, and Rocket Homes, and I've been with them for a decade. And they were my first partnership, and they've become my biggest partnership. And I also have other great partnerships as well, but that happens to be our biggest client. And they are.
Meaning you do the most amount of deals from them is the defining biggest, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we do a lot. We'll do over 500 deals this year with them alone. Last year we did
Awesome.
350, so a lot.
Yeah.
And so we have a marriage with them, and it's been phenomenal. But when I first had the opportunity to work with them, I was a solo agent, and I would get 1 or 2 leads a month, and I'd close 1 deal, then 2 deals. And then as I started to build more trust with them, they started trusting me with a little bit more business, so I hired a buyer's agent, and then I built the tech. Because to me, I saw an opportunity to where the only way I could harness agents out there and give them value was to be able to provide the ability to receive a high quality lead instantaneously to their phone, start the communication process, start prospecting, create a transactional experience, create a closing experience, and it took years. I mean, it took me over 3 years to build, and we still build it, right? Like
Always a work in progress.
Correct.
Yeah.
When you say build the tech, describe what do you mean by that?
Okay,
What's the tech?
So our proprietary system is called CAMP. That's what we call it, and I built it on the Infusionsoft platform. But if you're familiar, like with any software, with anything that you basically start from scratch and you got to build it all out. Which was really actually one of the coolest things that I've done, because I built our entire system, and I built it. The girl I was building it with at Infusionsoft at the time, I ended up hiring her 4 years ago, and she now works for us. So she and I had built our entire system. So when I have to bring on a new partnership, relationship, a new funnel, a new campaign, she's done it so many times now.
Sure.
Now we're in multiple states, so we have to do multiple applications for what we do, but we got a sandbox where we just go in and we plug away.
So does that mean that your partners actually enter the opportunity into that tech campaign, or do they send it to you however they want to, and then you enter it?
It depends. Like some of it we parse and we instantly go and round robin.
I mean, they shoot you an email and then you suck the data out of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
some of them, and then some of them are manual, where
Yep.
we'll get a lead in, and then we have a communications team, so we have 3 people there. We call it our client experience team. One of them is basically the air traffic controller. So her job is to make sure that as we're getting in leads, that they're getting put into the right campaigns, the right lead sources, following up, making sure agents are identifying those. And then we have another guy, his name's Ryan. He follows up the day after, make sure that they're sitting in the right stage, and basically saying, did you touch base with your agent? Have you had an opportunity? And then
Right.
he runs from there. But
So
they're all
did you touch
different.
base with your agent? So he is a corporate employee, for lack of a better phrase,
Yep.
that is then reaching out to the lead to make sure that your independent contractor is doing what they should be doing.
That's right.
I love that touch point.
Yeah.
From
Just-
the consumer
Well,
standpoint,
we
I
do
love
it.
that.
We do it from a consumer standpoint, so the consumer feels taken care of. Like, hey, I have more than my agent looking out for me. But we also do it because we want to make sure. Cause you guys know this. It's very difficult sometimes for agents to actually follow rules and like move stages.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We're all agents here in the room. Wait,
No.
and none of us are rule followers.
No. What he's speaking to is what I is why the growth of the team has emerged, is that agents are generalists at nature, and they're used to, doing a little bit of everything, and kind of hard time staying focused, right? Because you're really in charge of too many tasks as an agent. And that, he's saying that he's utilized the team much like we have, and that's getting someone to make sure each point is covered, to check every box along the way to make sure the client is satisfied.
That's right, because if you get a lead sent to your phone, when you get a lead it says, hey, you have a lead, check your inbox. We make them check their inbox because there's more detail.
Thank you for listening. Now more than ever, it is important to put the consumer first. Check us out on all major streaming platforms like SoundCloud, iTunes, Player FM, Google Play, and Stitcher. Information about one-on-one coaching or solution events, text 480-530-7972.